Boy, I gotta tell you this story. I've been holding it in for so long, I just gotta let it fly, you know. Sublime comes up here and he visits Car Mob all the time and this and that, you know. We always go to Car Mob's house and we have a really good time. So Sublime's like, hey man, you know, let's take a ride in my car. You've never ridden in my car. And I said, okay, let's take a ride, you know. So we go out and we get in Sublime's car, you know, and we take off and we go and Sublime says, man, I got the munchies. So we're driving down there and also we run across 7-Eleven. Sublime pulls into 7-Eleven. We go in there and, you know, Sublime, you know, he gets some Reese cups and, you know, some munchies. And I get me a big gulp, you know. And so we go outside and Sublime says, yeah, we can't drink and eat this stuff in the car. So let's sit out here and, you know, watch the cars go by and we'll eat our treats. And, you know, after we get done, we'll get back in the car. We'll go back over to Car Mobs, you know. So okay, cool. I don't blame you. I don't eat in my car either or drink in my car, you know, and I just don't. It makes a mess. So we're sitting there and we're just, you know, talking and laughing and going on, and all of a sudden here comes this Hearst. I'm telling you, man, 500 cubic inch, 671 GMC blower. I mean, buddy, this car came in, and I mean, it was like a dragon breathing beast. I mean, this car was got to be the baddest Hearst I've ever seen, man. I mean, it had pipes coming up the side of the fenders. Oh, man, it was just bad to the bone, man. And the guy pulls up right in front of us and shuts that thing off, you know, and he gets out of the car. And he's got a big old suit on and everything with a top hat, and he gets out of that car and he takes off his hat and he says, well, good afternoon, Sublime and Mr. Mach 1. How you guys doing today? And we're like, yeah, we're doing pretty good, man. How you doing? He goes, well, I'm doing great. And he had these two little horns sticking out of his head. I mean, it was like a Halloween costume or something, a really nice one, you know. And so he walks inside the 7-Eleven and Sublime turns around, looks at me, and he says, hey, man, he says, how'd that guy know our names? I don't know, man. Maybe he watches YouTube or something, you know. And he goes, huh, yeah, it must be, you know. And we're sitting there, and this dude comes back out, and Sublime stands up, and Sublime says, shoot, man, that has got to be the best looking Hearst I ever seen. He goes, oh, yeah, you guys like that? And I'm like, yeah, I like that. And, you know, Sublime says, yeah, man, that thing's really cool, you know. He goes, what do you got? How much horsepower on there? And he's like, yeah, man, it's like 2,000 horsepower. And all this, I mean, it's crazy, dude. He's talking about this car, and he goes, come on, I'll give you a tour of it. So we go in there, man, we walk around the back, and he opens up the back door of that Hearst, and there's like a million little tiny clocks about this big around, man. They're, you know, they had just all lined up and through the back and along the roof and everything else. And Sublime's like, shoot, man, what are all these for, man? This is kind of cool, you know. I mean, it was decorative. I mean, it was really nice, you know. And he goes, oh, well, it's got each and every one of your names on it. And every time somebody jerks off, it goes around one time. So I know every time that you guys jerk off. He goes, because, you know, that's a sin, right? And no, I ain't no sin, man. That's just life. And he's, no. He goes, that's a sin. And I'm like, dude, who are you? He goes, you know who I am. And Sublime's like, you know, looking at me like, you know, I think Sublime was getting a little nervous. So we're looking in there and we find everybody's little clock and this and that. And I says, I find everybody but Sublime's. How come, you know, where's Sublime's clock at? And he says, well, I got that at home. I go, why? He goes, because I use that as a fan. Ha ha, thank you. Have a great rest of your night.